Good evening, everyone. This is Shadow Ninja 5461, and I'm here to talk about how feminism silences men. And when I talk about that, I do have respect for those sex positive feminists that agree with that the need for men is crucial. But I'm talking about those groups of feminist extremists that label men as parasites, and that's just not fair. And if I may allude to a kindred I was in that was way too feminized, and what I'm talking about is that it can silence men. Like whenever a man has a point of view or a man has something to say, they have to counterattack it as though you know what a man has to say is not important. And this is what our culture has become, where you where men are increasingly marginalized and not seen as important through sitcoms or what have you. And it's really frustrating. And I think this is just miserably unfair. And you know, uh, feminist extremists necessarily hate men, become a misandrist culture, and it's basically from hell because it also attacks female beauty. It enhances the fact that women attack each other for being more beautiful than everybody else, and they're just jealous. So they attack someone who's more beautiful simply for being labeled an object when it's okay to be beautiful and it's okay to put makeup on and act feminine and do things. Not every woman has to be empowered. It's not their thing. It's just you gotta leave some elbow room for the man to have a part of your life. You know. Otherwise, when you keep marginalizing them like that, like we don't need you, you're useless, it creates a high suicide rate among men, and it's keeps growing and growing and growing. In order for it to stop, you gotta. I'm talking to the ladies out there. You gotta respect a man's purpose in your life. Not necessarily marriage. I hate marriage. It's just that a man has a lot of good to provide in a relationship, and there's a lot of good men can do, and um, you gotta respect that. So, and what I'm talking about is speaking with them for the men's rights, um, things like uh, lesbianism, even though homosexuality takes up 10% of the population and it is marginalized as some kind of deviation in the genetic code. Um, uh, it's still not should not see lesbianism as a fantasy. I don't know why men do this. I don't know why this is the case because their entire purpose is to hate men. So we shouldn't, guys. We should totally deep six the fantasy thing because they're designed to hate us. They're out to hate us, and that shouldn't that should really motivate us to stop using it as a fantasy. And you know, and just for women out there, a man can be important and useful in your life, and don't treat him like a slave. Don't treat him like a kitchen boy or what have you. But he has valuable things to say, and excluding him like that and excluding him as a part of your life just leads to suicide, hate, and anger for you. That all that love and all that desire for you will dissipate when you treat him like some kind of slave. You know, not to mention marriage in itself. You know, the man has to do all the work. It's exhausting. He has to find her, have a deep, loving connection, ask her out, fall in love, buy, go on her dates, buy her drinks, buy her meals, you know, buy the ring, meet the parents, get along, ask her out, propose to her, marry her, get married, You know, it's work. You know, it's so much work to do this, and everything, and it pretty much does screw you over because everything falls on the man, and yet we get screwed over in the end because, um, you know, the bride gets a band, bridesmaids, has to look beautiful and radiant, and the dress and the meals and everything, and everything. Weddings are centered around her, so um, and the groom just stands there like, "Hey, you made it," and there's no song that goes, "Oh, here comes the groom." It sucks. So it's a wonder guys don't want to get married these days, and because they lose their sense of personality, they lose their sense of confidence in doing things. So, ladies, please don't treat your man like he's stupid. Have respect for him, and he'll love you for that. And you know, respect his decisions, his input, his ideas, and he'll love you for that. Because to compare it with, I was in this kindred that was totally feminized. It was like an Amazon camp, basically, where the men and the little boys were treated disrespectfully. Only the woman had something worthwhile to say, and anything the men said was laughed off or ridiculed or negated. And it was just horrendous. And so, respect him, and don't silence him. Respect his decisions. Okay, that's all I got to say. Please comment below if you want to comment on this video. I'm Shadow Ninja 5461, and that's all I got to say. Peace.